listening to Kate of Gaia on Critical Mass Radio. The game is up. Now, it's our turn.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Welcome to Outside the Box. Yours truly, Kate of Gaia, here on criticalmassradio.co.uk. Here we go. Yeah, just keeps getting better, doesn't it? Man, oh man, I tell you. What a joy to watch people awaken. I've been trying to get through emails and texts and whatnot, so bear with me, guys. There was a post on my Facebook earlier regarding, here was the, I'll read it, no issues here. And I do my best, I really do, get to everybody, and, sorry if I, didn't get to you. Do my best, I am a little inundated here all day, every day, so a little patience or a gentle reminder on your part would be great. This is what I say when, people have this tendency to think that when they're talking to me that I'm the only one that they talk to, and that's normal. That's a human trait. That that when you're talking to me, I'll remember everything that you talked to me about, and you'll call me back in 2 months and go, "Hey, you remember that? Well, tweak my memory a little, please. Help me out here." And you'll be surprised that when you do, I got you. I just had to get back into that groove with you. So, and for, people that I may have missed or whatever, I've said this constantly. I do my best. I really do. But the post was, it came in from Paul, Australia. And just to let you know, I do address these things. I take them straight to the heart because the last thing I want to do is let anybody down or feel that I have let anybody down. And I do understand the frustrations that people get day to day. I've been there, It's like, again, I have to remind you, what part of me are you thinking isn't human? We're all in this together, right? So I'll do my part, and I would just simply ask that others do theirs, and maybe help me out in terms of if you're going to ask questions, then allow an answer, and go from there. And I'm just going to direct people to loseaname.com and kateofgaia.wordpress.com. Anyway, the simple truth is this: the questions that I get asked constantly, all day, every day, are already answered. And I guess you can imagine what it can get like day to day with the same questions and, hey, Kate, I just, figured out the legal name thing. What do I do now? Please explain it kind of comments that you've no idea the can of worms that you open up there. But I totally get the blindsided part of humanity in that this is not, it's a very simple concept to get, but its scope is so far-reaching because it touches every facet, every aspect of your life. Because you've only known what it's like to live within a construct of a legal name system that has been enslaving you and the rest of humanity for countless eons. And it's a very profound awakening for anyone. And remember, I had to wrestle with all of these things first. Because when you listen back to different phases of the last 4.5 years of radio that I've been involved in, you will notice very quickly that I have come out against mainstream alternative thinking, in terms of the legal, the free man, so many things, the COINTELPRO operations like OPT, the New Earth Project, the list goes on and on and on, right? So as far as these COINTELPRO operations, and I've been alone many times, standing in the face of other people, well-known people, friends of mine, and well-known friends of mine. I go back to, what was it, February, I think, to February of 2013, last year. And OPT had just come out of the gate December 25th, 2012. And, looking at it, I saw all the hype and all the energy and it's exploded onto the internet, which is always an indication to me that there's a COINTELPRO going down, because information. Well, think about how long I've been on the air and sharing this stuff, and how much exposure to this truth has really been there. In the general sense, there really hasn't been a lot of exposure. You know, we're definitely getting it now. It's this Pandora's out of the box, this cat's out of the bag, and it's gone exponential. It's gone viral now, but it's taken a long time. You know, when you think about an operation like Opt coming in December 12th, and within 2 to 3 weeks, you've got all the names in the truth movement, sucking on that carrot, and draining the the udders of the whore, suckling on that. The gimmies, the carrots. Well, the $1 billion in your bond, and humanity's this and that and the other. And then you got others like Karen Hoods and Snowden and all the rest of these supposed whistleblowers that are getting all sorts of alternative mainstream exposure, yet the truth, and especially the likes of people like Tukey and Karen Hoods and many others that know, one, they know me, and two, both of those individuals refused to come on the air with me. What are you afraid of? Oh, that's right, you're afraid of truth. So be mindful of that. But see, here's the thing. Coming out against these things was not comfortable. It was not easy for me, because it always seemed to be constantly, here I was, constantly flying in the face of all of these things that everybody jumps on board with. And I'm going, no, I don't ride that wagon. I got my own little red wagon. And that just doesn't sit well with me. And I trust my heart, and that's all I do. So to get back to Paul Estrella's comment, what he had written was this: Kate of Gaia is just so wrapped up in herself, she's forgotten the many that could have done with an intelligent guidance. And there was a few comments there. Appreciate all your comments, guys. I made it pretty clear. One other comment that Paul had made in it, he writes, unfortunately, she has lost her ability to share her lessons with others. Well, I think I would challenge that. I'm just wondering, okay, well, what brought that on? And Paul continued with this as another comment. I asked her a question she couldn't be bothered answering. Well, what was the question? If you'd have written the question in your post, I at least had a look at it. And it could have been something I had overlooked with you, didn't get to a message, getting hammered all day. And I'm not making excuses here. I'm just giving you the reality that I deal with. This is a game of ebb and flow, a little give and take here. I know the ego says, gimme, gimme, gimme. That's just natural program. So that's why this kind of stuff doesn't bother me, because I know what it is. That's the gimme, gimme program, all about me. So I totally get that. What I wrote back, where was it? All I wrote back was this: indeed, Paul, what was the question? Sorry, I was a bit distracted answering the same questions I always answer with many that ask me every day. But there is a lovely mirror in your post for you to look into, which there is. See if you can see it, or see yourself, and then hit me with your question again. I will do my best to stop being so selfish. And these are the things that actually make my being, well, I question it. So I look at the joy of it in the contrast. Could I be doing more? I'm thinking, yeah, I can always do more. Not sure how, but I can always do more. And I'll just continue doing that. So, yeah, Paul, just fire the question off again. You've had some good posts on here. I was kind of looking at it going, a little head tilt. Well, all right, whatever. No big deal. Yeah, so getting back to the profound nature of what this legal name reality that you've all been living in, it's, for mainstream thinking, it is technically impossible for someone to start thinking otherwise and start thinking outside of that paradigm, outside of that box that we've all been conditioned so carefully into, which is, again, just a tribute and a credit to your own awakening, every one of you listening right now, in that you woke up to this. You woke up to the foolishness. You woke up to the fraud, the crimes, and everything else. And I just simply sum that up with, you, myself, and others, our levels of tolerance for evil and crime, the enough is enough point, just got reached sooner than the masses of humanity. Until people figure out that, especially people in the military, that wow, it really sucks watching your friends getting killed, watching them murder people. That really sucks, and they'll get to that point, or they won't. At which point that's just a bad idea, and consciousness is about removing and obliterating bad ideas. That's what we're dealing with right now, and it's got nothing to do with the physical either. This is the part of the illusion that people are trapped in. Every one of us is just an idea experiencing itself within the all-mind consciousness. So we can get really caught in the matrix of taking everything so literally and not seeing the real magic that's going on around us. I just chose to see the magic, and many others choose to see that now as well. And I got to say, I had an astonishing interview yesterday with Lorraine Hurley on the GCN network. For those not familiar, that's the Alex Jones network, So that was fun. It was a very, very profound interview for a lot of reasons. And the thing that I really like about it is it covers things in very simple terms. And to talk with another radio host that's, I hit Lorraine with some pretty heavy things that were in complete defiance of what she's been talking about with other people in the common law aspect and what have you. And one email came in, and just no names required here, but just one of the responses that Lorraine got from passing that interview around yesterday, just yesterday alone. This thing went viral. One of the responses she got was, "Oh my, I'm wearing out my replay button listening to yesterday's show." You're right. That is definitely one of the most profound I've heard. It is definitely a challenge to many of the things I've ever heard. I think I need a brain colonic. And this is exactly the road that I've had to walk. Not because I was forced to, it's because I chose to. And it was really the path of least resistance and the most resistance at the same time. How do I take that from there? Let me see. The definite challenge to many things that you've ever heard, these are the things that challenged me. It's like, okay, well, if I come out and say this, I'm in complete contrast or opposite, if you will, to what is going on in the mainstream alternative think. And let's talk in terms of the free man on the land movement and sovereign citizens and the patriots. And those that are awake and really see what's going on know exactly what I'm saying. So it's very difficult to break through those programs because, again, we go back to the fact that everyone on this planet doesn't know anything different than a legal name system. It's been that way for a very long time. They don't know any different from a religion or a political controlled environment around them, such is the nature of the game for those that want to control. And as long as, people are in fear, completely embedded in the meat stick program, they will never stand. And really, it is about the fear. Once you remove that fear, which is an illusion, you'll be fine. But it most certainly is a challenge. It's like I sit here in complete defiance of the Dean Cliffords, the Irene Mouse Gravenhorse, the Winston Shrouts, the Jordan Maxwells, the Tammy Peppermints, the Bono's Entertainment, and all the rest of it. And you've heard me rant about this stuff, and that was just to get the attention. Can I get their attention? Can I get their vote? And the only thing that I can really say to that is, well, if I can't get your goat, you're afraid to have your goat got, and you're too afraid to come and challenge me, because you're not challenging me, you're challenging truth itself. And for anyone who's worth, a gram of salt in terms of legal or lawful thinking, can prove this out very quickly for themselves. And in that proof, what's going to happen is they're going to see the measure of everything that they've ever accomplished in the lawful legal realms of look how smart I am, suddenly becomes absolutely worthless. And that's a tough pill for anyone to swallow I know I did. It wasn't that tough for me, though. I was thinking, well, I'm hoping tomorrow that I'm going to know a whole lot more than today, and that everything I'm talking about today is useless, because I've built a truth upon that. So I don't cling to everyday, day-to-day experience. I look only for the now, and where I'm in the now to be the now. That's why I tell people, and you can always tell when people stop short on something. I can tell where, in terms of my essays, emails I'll get, they'll say I got as far as the Pope to the letter, or the letter to the Pope rather, or they'll get to the I who shall not be legally named, or they'll stop at something that is of the, quote, legal mindset, unquote. So I know exactly where they're at. And I just simply say, keep reading. Because everything being in a fluid motion, the essays were written in order as I was uncovering things one by one by one by one. And we were doing all these talks at the table and, opening up different avenues, different ways of thinking. And I was just expressing that through paper, through, writing essays. So the game here is, if you want to be in the now, you've got to get all the way to, right up to the last essay there, the last handful of them anyway, Nameaholics Anonymous, Babylon Has Fallen, Midas Touch, Contracts, the who's who of loans and mortgages, all the did you know you're criminals. That's a great big wake-up call for anyone in or out of the system. Right up to the last document written, which is a document that is a court killer. It's a court killer. No thanks. I don't want to be harmed, and I certainly don't want to harm you. I don't know any better neutral white flags than that. Thanks, but no thanks. Appreciate it. And that's what as per your fraud is. It's a neutralizer. It's a completely neutral document. And once you know who you are and that you're not a legal name, that was stuck to you like a parasite, a tick. And it's sucking the blood right out of you, soul and all. So the challenge for me, to a free man on the land or a sovereign citizen or a patriot, do you really want to have or make a claim that you have a legal person that is merely just a parasite and a tick that is sucking your soul and life dry? Or are you okay with peeling that off and just throwing it in the garbage where it belongs? And you'd be amazed how many people want to cling on to that stuff. They're Klingons, right? They're halfway, half man, half beast, if you will. As soon as they get out of the beast, they'll be fine. Just takes a little bit of ego crushing. Takes a little bit of, I got duped. I was wrong. Now I know better. This looks like a challenge. I'll take the little one first, and then I'll build my confidence up to go to the next one. Baby step it all the way through. You see, people that I deal with mostly, the new people that come in, when I'm telling them, listen, you want to learn how to fly? Okay, well, excuse me, tell you what. Let's get out to the runway there, and we'll do a walk around, say a Cessna 150. We'll do some ground school, and we'll get you up in the air for, your first, introduction to flight. And I got the yoke for you, so don't worry about it. And I'm there, but I'm going to let you fly the plane with me sitting right beside you. And then you're going to do a couple of things. You're going to bank and turn and everything else. Then I'm going to, walk you through the landing. But don't worry, I've still got the rudders and the yoke if I need to. But I'm going to sit here with my feet flat and my arms crossed, just so you know you've got control of the airplane, and that when you put it down or take it up, it's you that's doing it. So that's the overall concept of why I ask people to read. Let's get into 150 first. And when people come to me, they're expecting to jump into an F-15 and want to be able to do Top Gun maneuvers. And then they get pissed at me because they can't. And all I'm trying to tell them is, read. The ground school is the essays. Coming to the radio show and the table, whatever, that's your flying. That's standard program. That's the competition program that was drilled into you as a kid. That's why there are fights. Fights are only based on competition with petite ion. It's in the phonics. It's with a tiny creation. Oh, look, I can create an effect by punching someone in the face, or beating them on an essay or a test, or beating them to that job so I can get a better car and better house, and that's been drilled into us. That's the societal programming of the Matrix, the meat stick land, Slaveville, if you will. The longer they can keep you dumbed down, well, the longer you'll be a slave. And the writings, loseaname.com, some great, everything there is great. It's got links back to my site and everything else. So I would just simply urge you go to loseaname.com. It's 1, shorter to write. 2, easier to remember. cateofgaia.wordpress.com is my main site. But everything's linked there from loseaname.com. So I would highly recommend and urge people, especially new people, to take a walk through there and listen to some of the stories from people other than myself that have used this information because they know who they are. And it's 100% smackdown of the system every time. You don't ever have to worry about someone foreclosing on your house that you just said, I'm not doing the mortgage thing, that's fraud. Because without that legal name, they cannot enter your realm. It really is that simple. And then you can feel the fear well up in people. Well, what if they got guns? No, it doesn't matter. None of that matters. That's all the illusion. That's the fear illusion. These individuals are powerless. And then you're going to have all those Piscean, age of Pisces, that you got to get out of and get into the age of Aquarius state of mind, where you got to stop believing shit. You got to stop believing those doubts. You got to stop believing hope. You simply know these things. I sure hope it works out. Nah, I know it works out. Just a little difference in the energy there, huh? That's the difference between believing something and knowing something. Well, I believe 1 + 1 = 2. Believe? I know 1 + 1 = 2. And that's using a little example to illustrate that concept. But I know Bindi's got some stuff to share, so I'm going to get Bindi on here now, and we'll rock and roll. We got about an hour and 20 minutes here, so let's have some fun and get Bindi's mic open. I got 734 on here as well. Board's filling up nicely. That's wonderful. Typically, the board on the afternoon show is never hits the max 50 like we do every night on the nightly one. But boy, oh boy, the call-ins are climbing, so I'm glad to see that, and lots more people gathering around to keep this energy flowing high and hard. Beautiful. Bindi, what's up with you, honey?
Hey, sweet pea. I'm good. I'm smiling. I'm in a very happy place.
I have to ask about your collection. Last time we talked, you had 19 cops in your collection of getting them out. They've left the system. Have you had any updates, any new models that you've been able to put on display?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's gotten... this story is nowhere near finished. I've got a couple of chapters to tell. Well, first of all, the count is 22. And this is a yellow brick for me because the 1111 thing is my birth date, and the 1111 seeing on the clock and all the symbolism. But skip to the anecdotic of it.
Bindi?
Yeah?
Bindi, before you get rolling, I know we got a lot of new people. Let's just give a bit of an update. I'll give a quick update, like a prequel to what you're going to share. Bindi has been doing a lot of work in the Netherlands, Holland, and through what she has been doing and what she's experienced, being the powerful Scorpio she is, has been a rather large thorn in the side of the system over there, getting information into judges' hands, cops, and everything else. And what was it, 2 or 3 cops that decided to leave at first to open up a bike shop? Was it more than that?
3. Started at 3. Holy Trinity. Yep.
Right, so that was 3 cops that once they got this information said they couldn't do it anymore and stepped away from committing fraud against humanity. And that count, the last I heard, was 19. Now it's up to 22. So that's what, when I refer to Bindi's collection, and I'm being most polite with that, it's not like she's out collecting people. It's just the allegory of it. But that's what Bindi's doing in her collecting. She's got at least one judge that I know of and 22 police now. Well done.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a weird situation. But anyway, well, I'm upgrading from 11 to 22. It's been a bit of a synchronicity for a while now, and I think it's basically with the whole control of the tail, you know. Once that's completely done, I go from an 11 to 22. It's a new master number. It's the warrior that doesn't fight, that loves. And anyway, the whole warrior thing, again, with Mars and Antares in the Scorpio constellation tonight and tomorrow night in the sky is not a coincidence, of course, that this is happening to me right now. It's a very physical thing, and it's connected not only to the story with the police, but you know, it's bigger. But on the police front, 22 officers are now thinking of or have left the service or are trying to bomb from the inside, because there's one there that says, I'm not leaving till all my buddies are out, because they've got to stop committing fraud. But not only that, I like him too much. So that's, you know, and he's a very aware officer. He's Scorpio as well, funny enough. And we looked each other in the eye one afternoon after a long chat, because I had to explain it to him a couple of times before his mind would allow it in. His heart was already going, oh, shit, I have to. But his head was still, you know, psychobabbling away. But anyway, I got through to him, and then in the end he said, well, you and me are pretty much now connected on a path, and how long are you going to stick around? As long as I can put something into this that will get us closer to truth in our country here and beyond, because, you know, borders are just bollocks anyway. And then he said, well, thank you for saying that one thing. It's about what you put into it, because most people do shit for what they get out of it. He said, and there I know your integrity is right. So I thanked him for reflecting that back to me, because it's something I say without really, you know, giving it much thought. For me, it's default. What I put in is what it's about. So anyway, but the chief constable of the precinct where most of these police officers are stirring shit has physically tried to get me to surrender my biometrics, like fingerprint, signature and photo and whatever he could get his hand on. And the funny thing that happened this afternoon, he physically put me into a room where he could try and force me into doing this. And I didn't really resist, and I didn't cooperate. I just acted like, you know, a dummy. He had to put me on the chair if he wanted me on the chair. Once I was there, I'd stay seated, but I wouldn't do anything else. I wouldn't volunteer moving. And while he was getting very frustrated, I just stayed in God mode. And funny thing was that the machine that scans the biometrics conked out. It stopped working. So he couldn't do anything that he set out to do, and I asked, can I leave? Am I free to leave? And he nodded, so I left. So that's, yeah, that's
just like that.
Protection shield, man, shit, it works.
Yeah, the universe has, when you stand in truth, the universe stands with you, and there's nothing can touch you. Nothing.
Yeah.
And people, this is a really tough one for people to accept.
Yep.
You better start accepting it, because that's how it works.
Yeah.
I don't know, but Bindi, what is it? I'm going to ask you. You experience this all the time. Why don't you tell everybody what it feels like to know that when you stand in truth, you have that level of protection around you? Tell me about the fear now.
Well, before I started trusting it, I'd shit bricks. But once you shift into the trust, it's neutral. It's what's the physical? It's almost like an orgasm, actually.
Yeah, it is.
It's where I can get to it. Yeah.
It's very surreal, and magical is a word you could use for it. It's
sure.
Again, it shows here. I'll ask you, being the Scorpio powerhouse, you see the balance between the humility and the arrogance at the same time.
Yep.
Hard to describe that.
Yep.
It's
yeah.
like, I won. Yeah, and then the other side of it is cool.
Breathe. Whatever.
I sure hope I got the message through to them, and you know, they'll wake up to it, and very grateful. I'm grateful for knowing this, and I tell you, it is such a beautiful singularity that when you get these moments, and you've had quite a few, I will say that. What are you going for? The record?
This isn't really new, That shit like this has happened to me since I was a child, only it's more aware now. I'm aware what it is, or what I think it is, anyway. So it's not, for me, it happens, and I think, oh, that was it again. Oh, yeah. And then comes the woohoo and the, yeah.
Yeah.
I just do it. There's no thinking. You just shift into this, and if I had to use New Age terms, I think it's kind of like an oversoul taking over instead of the lower part of your anatomy trying to hold on to everything it knows and wants and feels and,
Yep.
grasps. And I'm very comfortable in the lower zone as well as the other one. I'm not worried about either, and it's balanced, but it's also to play with it. Don't be scared of your own power, because everybody's got it. It's not really special. It's just
isn't that funny? It's like totally special, but it's not special at all.
Yeah, exactly. That is the whole the paradigm in one inside, and the reason why I use the word orgasm is because it's not necessarily related to, as in a physical sexual release, but it is a release of ego, I think, that happens at that moment. It goes expand and back again.
That's a great description of it. It really is. It is the how try this one on. See how this one fits. When you see this, you actually experience the collapse of the toroidal field of a lie.
Yep.
It just obliterates, and in that energy, it's like, whoa! How cool is that?
Yep. And that's exactly, when you witness that with someone else, it's equally powerful, because then you realize there's no me or you.
Well, yeah, I've said in the past, traveling along or going somewhere, I love having people coming along, because it's at that point I can start showing them how I see my yellow brick road, and I point things out and said, okay, these are the things that are constantly in my face. I actually have to turn it off some days. You have to, because it can get really overwhelming with. Okay, I get it. I want to carry on through here. I get it. But it really does. It builds the confidence within yourself. Now we got just to let you know, we got Mike McCracken's on the board with us today, and we got 734 in on the call. I'm wondering if that's. I'm not sure. I got too many numbers in my head. So, yeah, guys, jump in here and let's get it on with Bindi. This is some fun stuff here.
I've got a bit of a dessert for you too.
Oh well, hey guys, hang on. We got dessert coming.
Yeah. I've been. I took a holiday from the whole anagogic for a while, just like you described, because there are some days that you think, okay, already, I can see it, but I just want to refuel. So I did, and I just let everything go, had fun, went to the beach, did whatever, yada yada. And when I got back, I realised I've got 2 more months of cash to actually sustain me, the basics, and then it's gone, and there wasn't really anything happening on that front. So I just sat down, had a meditation, opened the void, and asked the universe to provide, and just let it go. And I've been contacted by an organisation that works for handicapped and physically and mentally handicapped children, especially, and some adults. And they were looking for people with a good social work record. And I'm pretty. Some people hate me. Most people love me in this sector, and they know I'm making a huge change, and I don't do the work anymore the way I used to. And but these people came up with a solution with me: no joiner, no contracts, just enough income to survive off, and the rest that they would afford me as pay, I've asked them to just recycle into a children's home for handicapped children that have been dumped by their parents, the ones that really don't want to know. So by stepping out of the Saviour program, I'm now able to see, well, where is it really warranted and needed? Which people do you not want to drop because they should do it themselves? Well, the ones that really can't walk, the ones that really don't know how to think, or, there is a small group of people in the world that will always need other people physically, literally, and I've no problem putting in effort for them, and thereby, in the same time, sustaining myself. just pure basics. So that was another big thank you to the universe for that one, because I was shitting bricks on that one a bit. Don't really look forward to spending time on the streets in the Netherlands when the winter's coming. So yeah, this is the better choice, the better baby step.
Oh, well done. And that's a very fundamental thing that you said there. In terms of being able to help others, the universe will show where the help is needed. This is one of the things that, and I've been saying this lately too, in terms of help. The universe tells me where things need to be, and the neat thing about creation is you don't have to ask. You merely have to accept. And once you accept the situation where you are, I can accept this. I'm here. I'm alive. Everything's good. Everything's moving. Once you can accept your own situation, your own position, then you can accept anything. And this is what we end up resisting, our own situations. Now, you heard me bitch and rant over the last few years about, the stuff that I've been through. And these are the contrasts that I've been given to see this, and I'm able to share it, and it totally makes sense. Would I change anything in the past for what I know now? Are you kidding? So well done, and that's exactly the attitude that we're really starting to put forth on the earth. It's like, yeah, I've got what I need. Let's get the rest of humanity clicking along with this. And once that ball, and it's already been rolling for a while, but once that ball really kicks into gear, that's when the real abundance of creation is finally allowed to show up, because you've accepted it. Creation will not be abundant in your reality while you're acting in a Luciferian gimme, I have to do this and do that and do the other. And Bindi, I know, just based on what you said there, you know exactly that threshold of the shit and bricks and going, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then as soon as you screw it, let it go. And as soon as you do, what happens? The door's open.
Oh, yeah. And no matter how many times I've experienced this kind of, I call it just a magical gift, it's still so profound to experience it, because it's not like my life rolls along that easily all the time, because as the person I am, there's enough resistance here for another 10 lifetimes. So working through it by consciously just you've called them baby steps forever, so I'll stick to that jargon. It works. It really is having the guts to take the smallest step instead of the biggest one, because the big one is usually a smack on your face, and then you hurl back into the old pattern because you became scared. So, and fear does not create evolution of mind or soul. It just reverberates back into ego. So it's a good thing not to scare yourself to death, because that's just using the name game as fear porn to scare yourself back into it.
Yeah, it's when you take the word contract and make the C the S and turn it into contrast. So you're no longer in contract with something, you are now seeing its contrast, thereby collapsing the false beliefs in that contract, and now it becomes simply a contrast. And the baby steps are critical for that. They really are. There was something else, about expansion and contraction, and you said that very eloquently. You see, when we take too big a step, we end up contracting or contracting with that, what would be deemed a fail. And that takes a bit to work through, and that's not what you want to do. You want to do the things that give you the little victories to build your resume, if you will, of acceptance. And as soon as you can accept all things, there's no contract in accepting.
Yep.
It's pretty straightforward.
And it's also where you very basically feet on the earth when you're in a situation where you're moving job or work or whatever you want to call it, or I just I think it's just basic human dues. You keep each other up and sustained and in life with love, and if you do it from your heart, the intention that you enter into any kind of a agreement is completely neutralized and transformed anyway. So, but don't take it lightly, because there's all these grey areas where it's easily to slip into the matrix. But because it's quite a lookalike. That's the other thing when you're walking between the worlds, you can see the lookalike. That's why the matrix or the distortion of the fields is so successful, because it is such a lookalike of how it can be and how it should be.
Well, that's the ability to have a right or ritual to whatever RITE versus a copyright, and that's exactly what it is. The physical is the copyright of the spiritual, and you pretty much nailed it again. So there you go.
Yeah.
Nice desserts.
Yeah. You're welcome.
I can see a strawberry on top of that.
Oh yeah. I'll just wait till I get my hands onto the team that I'm going to work with. Their world's just going to break open like shit on a brick.
Oh, I totally know that.
Yeah. There's the people I'm just thinking I'm the Ebola virus for me in the mirror. I'm the virus. I'm the truth virus, man. I'm spreading like heck, and I love it.
Well, that's the anagogic of what the Ebola scare is. That's just when you put it anagogically, that is the representation of truth being the virus that the system is afraid of. So anytime you see a negative in the system, that's because there's a positive going into the reality that they're trying to counter, and it just doesn't work anymore. We just bust this stuff apart. No more fear, boys and girls. No more fear. So let's bring 734 and Mike McCracken. You both your mics are open, guys. So come on in and let's have some fun with Bindi here.
Yeah. Where's our UK gang? Come on, guys.
Yeah, Mike, your mic's unmuted, Michael. So jump in here. You have to unmute on your end. Hey, who we got on 734?
This is Jason calling on the cell phone today.
Jason, how are you?
I'm awesome, man. I know you guys are too, so I don't even need to ask.
Ain't that the truth?
Can you hear me?
Huh? There you are. There's Michael in now too. Good. We got everybody. Jason, Michael, Bindi, myself, and whoever else wants to jump in. Maggie's going to jump in too. So.
All right.
Yeah. So what's up with you guys? Absorbing. Yeah.
I'll let
absorbing junior table. I love it. Go ahead, Michael.
Well, as I was sitting listening to Bindi, I'm sitting here thinking, what the lesson here is acceptance and release. Accept and release, and that's basically once we accept the fact that this whole name game and what they've done to us, and then we release the fears, the tensions, the false belief in that paradigm, it just falls apart, and the universe is sending us more to refill us as we accept and release to show and help build others up. And I think it's wonderful, Bindi, that you're working in the field that you're working in. I worked for a short time for Syracuse Developmental Center when I was a teenager. I used to volunteer with handicapped children, and I understand, when you talked about the parents that put them away, that, don't want to deal with them. Well, that back in the day, a lot of that was because of the stigma of having a handicapped child. And if we were doing things right, all those handicapped children would be at home and being taken care of right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the whole community moves in at that point. So I mean, this is where we're starting to learn to do it together, where we've been so divided and conquered. And Michael, you nailed it. There is the law, one of the natural laws, ebb and flow.
Yeah, ebb and flow.
To bring in, which is to accept, and flow, which is to let go, and flow out, which is release.
Yeah.
You empower the network that way, and yourself at the same time.
And also, by doing that, look at what we allow to happen. We allow for more to come. And so then your cup will actually be running over.
Beautiful.
It's the way it gets. It's real basic stuff. And the lie has hidden that from us for so long. On my show last week, I had Andrew Bartis and Rebecca Cope, and they were discussing this whole thing going on with Rod Class, and I kept going back to, but yeah, I'd let them say their piece. Let them, I wasn't rude. I'd let them talk their whole thing, and I'd say, but he's still going to go to jail because of the name. He still surrendered jurisdiction because of the name. And it's funny whenever you listen to people because they go, well, yeah, but there is no yeah, but. That's where it starts and stops right there.
Well, yeah, look what you just said there, Michael. Whenever someone says, well, if they're still contracting with a legal name, they're still a slave within the system, and they're still, committing fraud, dishonor, and all the rest of it. And then when someone comes back and says, yes, but, I mean, what part of yes didn't you understand, buddy?
Exactly.
It's like when you say but in a sentence, you're saying that whatever I just said doesn't matter. I totally agree with you, but, well, then no, you don't. So don't lie to me. What parts do you agree with and what parts don't you? Let's work it out to see where the confusion is here,
That's right. And, as you know, Kate, I've changed the name of my show to Cracking Myths. And you were my first guest on my, so I had to set the bar high. I said, okay, here's the standard. This is where we're going to go, and we're going to stay on the point here. Because that's how you lose. That's how they trick you so easily. They get you to go off point, and boom, then they just steamroll you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And,
oh yeah.
And during the course of the last couple, it's like, you know what? At the end of doing last week's show, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm going to have to ask Kate if she'll be on my show with me weekly so that we can keep these folks on point so they get off all that legal craziness. Because that's not going to get them.
Michael, I already told you that. If you needed me every week, I was there. Last week,
I know you'd be, brother. But see, I was trying to get people to understand this. Like they're being thick-headed intentionally here. They're fighting. It's like fighting yourself. If you think that you're going to win against the legal system, you might as well just start punching yourself in the head.
Well,
you're unconscious.
You can win. You can win. You just have to. Yeah, hang on a second. I want to really clarify this for people. You can win, but here's the thing: you kind of need a bar card to do that, or a legal name that is given to you in full honor to use from the Crown, which is something I just got in July. Yeah. So yes, you can. So everything that I've ever learned in the legal sense now comes back to full bearing. So it's absolutely useless and completely useful at the same time. Remember, everything's a singularity. So once I discovered that everything I'd learned in the legal sense was absolutely useless, I was awaiting the moment where the contrast was going to be shown that everything I did was absolutely mattered and didn't matter at the same time. And it mattered as soon as the legal name, Jane Doe-755, got gifted to me by the Crown. Thank you. It's an irrevocable inter vivos gift, bitch. Thank you very much. Now we're going to play. Oh, and the best part about that legal name, it's mine. I can give it to anybody I want to use.
That's right. That's right. They've given it to you now. Yep, you're doing the right way there.
Well, they gave humanity the gift of one, if but one shall awaken. Lazarus, it's time to wake up Lazarus. And Lazarus is Jane Doe-755. Remember what Christ did in the story. He brought Lazarus back from the dead. That's the allegory of this playing out in the anagogic. We have risen the dead, Jane Doe-755, back to life, and now we deal it back.
Yep. See, this is the thing, and it's not that these people out here doing the things that they're doing with this sovereign, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know what to call that movement anymore. I know it's not the truth movement, because if it was the truth movement, they would in fact be doing what we're doing, and the majority of them aren't. Yeah, and the majority of them aren't. However, whenever the funny thing is when you let them talk, and they get to that but, it's like, There's no more. It's over. It's done. It's game over. That's check and mate. There's no more.
Yeah.
So there's no more buts.
And these powerhouses like Rod Glass and Doug
and
Riddle,
don't get me wrong,
Strout, Tammy. I know. They're damn right they are. Get it? This is my frustration, Michael. These are some brilliant, beautiful people that just need this one piece to let go of their bullshit. And if you want to talk about dealing the system, shutting it down, well, here's the tool to do it. Do you want it?
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, how crazy is that?
And it just saddens me because, deep in my heart of hearts, I know that eventually they're going to put Rod in jail. I just know they're going to do it. And because of the way that he's going at this whole deal. And or they might, who knows, maybe they'll let him skate and they'll grab the next 150 that try to use his stuff.
Well, that's the thing.
They'll do that too.
Michael, the system loves its gurus. And while there are those following, the Dean Cliffords and the Tammy Peppermans and all the rest of it, the system is quite happy because that's the COINTELPRO movement in full operation. You've got people that are still dealing only on the matrix side of things. They haven't moved past that. So what they're doing is they're indoctrinating. They're doing the work for the system. Yeah, keep them fighting. That's what we want you to do. And if you're really good at teaching people how to fight and maintain a certain element of honor without, giving too much away, we're going to let you be that guru. Now, is it a coincidence that the weekend that Dean got grabbed was the same weekend I was there talking? Maybe got a little too close? A little too close to the truth that maybe, Dean might have caught on?
Yeah.
Well, now it's a matter of, it's not even a question. Like, I understand, I'm there too, where I get frustrated with people not getting it, but then I got to check myself and say, I just got to laugh it off. I mean, we already know it's coming down. It's inevitable. It has to happen. It is happening, and it's going to happen regardless of who we wake up or who doesn't wake up or whatever. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when everybody's going to get on board. So, let the dead carry out the dead, as you say, and we'll just keep being.
And that pretty much sums up the show. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in today to Outside the Box. There's really nothing else that needs to be said. Thank you, Jason.
That is true.
I do catch myself emotional sometimes, and I'm like, wait a minute, check the program. And just like right now, you got all these stupid people with these, whether it's my job or my family or the news or everywhere right now, you see this stupid water bucket challenge thing, and I'm seeing the allegory of it like, well, we're pouring truth on ourselves. I don't know about you guys, but
see, there's the anagogic breakdown of what the ice bucket or water bucket challenge is. Are you strong enough to take the truth? That's the anagogic allegory. Anybody else pick up on that? Well done, Jay.
I would like to pick up on that. Two things. First of all, Jason, yes, you nailed it, and I think on behalf, on most of us here, will say it's not about. It's all going to happen. It is already happening. It's here. What we want to do is, we just want our brothers and sisters with first round, and there's only one who can say and do this. For me, that is. I know we are many walking without a name in truth, standing here, and by that I just want to jump to Bindi and say grats on the, well, let's call it a job, yeah, but on your landing on the most beautiful place you can be. And the allegory, it's already done, we're already here, yes. And calling people stupid is, for me, like calling people handicapped.
Yeah, my interpretation of stupid is uninformed or ignorant, because it's true, they are. So, I mean, I wasn't coming off as a negative when I said that, but okay. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
you're right. And just to sum that up, ignorance is a choice. It's not a fault. It's a choice.
I chose that over hatred. When I just listened to Barbara, and she said something about, I don't want anybody to go through all these years standing in this to get here. And this is my issue for now, not to manifest this out, but to grab it in the air and just be. They handicapped because probably, I think it's I Ching. Kate, you know this. I think it's I Ching, something saying, if you live so much in fear, you get used to it. And I think people are being used to be so scared, because this is what happened to my body. I've been so scared ever since small kid time, yeah. And at some point, I never really hated. I just ignored. And so it's like living in fear all the time. You have to ignore it in order to survive. And when we're in survive programming, we became ignorant. And it's, for me, that's personally worse. I don't want to hate, it's not that, but I sure would like not to just ignore every time I get scared. Because it must come from being scared, yes.
Oh yeah, these are the things that we all have to overcome.
That's fear.
Yeah, that's why we.
And when you're afraid, that's because you don't have knowledge. Fear is a lack of knowledge, a lack of knowing.
Bingo.
You know, and you'll see these attorneys. They'll write in their paper upon information and belief, or upon knowledge and belief. It's upon knowledge. It's all upon your personal knowledge. Now, the folks that are listening here that have read Kate's works and other people's works, they know that it's all about the legal name. That's the only way that this system can hurt you. So once you know that, there's no more fear. I know that you're trying to fraud me. I know that you're trying to coerce me through duress into committing a fraud against you and myself. And I can't allow that to happen, because I'm not here to play that game where I vacillate between sadism and masochism. We have to get down. We have to come to balance, and the balance is that, drop that name, win the game, and humanity carries on, and we get back to what we were supposed to be doing, instead of all caught up into this Luciferian system that is just doing its best to destroy humanity instead of building humanity.
Yeah, you said something beautiful there with regards to not wanting to, harm anyone, and I'm going to go right back to the as per your fraud, which really that one in Babylon is false. If anyone's got tickets or whatever that someone has fraudulently placed upon them, just all I would do with that, or court or whatever, just fire that into case files or whatever. But the as per your fraud, what it's saying in the most basic general terms is this: I do not wish to bear false witness against you or myself, and it is my wish that you do not bear false witness against me and yourself. That's it. There's your quote.
Bingo. That's it right there. Nothing more needs to be said. That's it. And see, those that are dealing within that system of things, remember, they're bureaucrats. They're all caught up in, oh my God, I got to do this in order to feed my family, which is the furthest thing from the truth. Once they start understanding God's natural love and the universe's natural love for us, our Mother and Father God out there, and that control and run this universe, they're going to make sure that their little kids are, and I'm one of their little kids, they're going to make sure I'm okay. As long as I'm willing to accept and release and stay in balance and not be tricked by the folks within the Luciferian system that think that, that run their game their way.
Well, let's go back to the Strawberry his story a week ago Sunday, and what he was sharing, with regards to the CPC, the Community Police Constable, when he said, well, if I can't handle you with the legal name stuff, I'm going to go get my dad, right? Which goes to get a real cop kind of thing, right? That's what the system does to rely upon itself in the physical sense of threat, duress, guns, fear, and all the rest of it. When you step to the other side, what's happening now is, well, I don't have to do anything because Mom, Dad, Heart of All Creation is already here. Yeah. Don't be messing with me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's one of the complaints that you'll hear from, one of Rod Class's biggest complaints is that there's a lack of enforcement on our side. Well, we have the ultimate enforcement on our side once we straighten out ourselves and come in line with that. Remember, the universe gave us free will to do its free will. Isn't it amazing how that works?
Sure.
We have the free will. We have the free will to do what the universe wants us to do, and they have all the rewards and beauty that comes with it. Or we have the free will to pick up the legal name and do what the Luciferian system wants us to do. And from what I've seen of that system, the perks aren't many. And the privileges are few.
It's like this, a physical meat stick,
and it's all based on a lie.
Yep, a physical meat stick needs a gun. When one knows who they are, no, I don't need anything. I have all of creation standing here, and this is where I'm not sure if you caught the show when last time I had Mark Passio on. It was a great show right up until the point where he was starting to defend the Second Amendment and the gun rights and all the rest of it. And my attitude's this: what the hell does God need a gun for? And it really went south at that point. I wasn't surprised, but I was at the same time. I'm thinking, of all the people that would get this whole spiritual thing, it would be him. And sorry, if you're still spewing Second Amendment gun shit, you're still caught in the Matrix, and you're still living in a physical, I've got to do it for me, Luciferian nightmare, and that's not how it works at all.
Exactly. And the thing is that we're all at different levels of knowing within this realm that we're in here right now, and it is a spiritual battle, a spiritual warfare, and from what I'm seeing, my goal is to never come back here.
Not in this context anyway. It's time to bring heaven here, right?
That's right.
Let's go back to one example, and this is a perfect example I'm talking about. Why was someone like Bill Cooper taken out, where someone like me, who's an absolute thorn in the system, isn't? Well, it's because Bill didn't know who he was, and he was still in full contract with being former Navy and all the rest of it. He had all sorts of things still clinging him to the Luciferian system.
He was a naval officer, and that's for your whole life. Yep. Once you become a naval or any kind of military officer in the United States, you never are not an officer. Even if they kick you out, they can still come back and scoop your ass up anytime they want.
Unless you're not the legal name, at which point, because we've had a couple that have been able to walk away from it completely. So but you're absolutely right. Once a lawyer, always a lawyer. But you see, this is the free will choice thing. You always have the free will choice to say, I wasn't told that, because I'll tell you, if these lawyers that get their bar cards were told that they're giving up their entire soul in creation for the deal with the devil to have a very what would be deemed prosperous lifestyle, but it's only one lifetime, and you get to come back and pay for it. And you'll keep doing that over and over and over. And every being that you harm with intent, either through ignorance or otherwise, once you know, see, that's the thing about this. Once people know this truth, I'm sorry, you can no longer deny it. Now well, you can. That's all you can do with truth is deny.
You can't deny it because you are responsible for your knowledge.
You can't claim ignorance once you hear this shit. You can't cover your fucking ears when I don't know. Yes, you do fucking know.
You are responsible for your knowledge once that knowledge is acquired.
Absolutely.
And your free will choice to stand in truth or stand in the same place you were. But now you're a knowingly committing harm liar.
Well, that's the message. It's right. You have the intent. Once you have this knowledge and you use this knowledge to injure another person, because remember, a fiction can do no injury. So if they want to play that game, they're going to get out there and think.
Let's put that in perspective. Look at the countless people that I've put on emails and sent to law firms and cops and chiefs and judges and mayors and you name it. Each and every one of those individuals that got that from me is now fully liable to the truth, not to any, they're liable to their legal statutes, and if they want to, play in that dead world, then they're liable to the dead world. But more importantly, they are now liable to creation itself. And for committing these crimes knowingly after being, advised. I mean, look at the call I made to the SIU last week, which I have to give them a call back. They still haven't called me. Go figure. But I have my bailiff buddy and another friend. We're working on something right now. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I still haven't told anyone what my actual target is. So I'm going to keep that one under wraps until I do it. And but here's the thing. All I'm doing right now is choosing to, I need to get this information to this individual. I need to do this. I need to do that. It's simply a choice. I'm waiting I'm not going out looking for what to do. I'm letting the universe show me the way.
And there's no vengeance.
No, not at all. It's like, okay, well, I'm supposed to do this now? Okay, well, and then, of course, anything that might feel like vengeance, I'm going to question and really go through that and go, is that vengeance or what is this and what is that?
You're just watching it happen. Yeah,
until I get neutral on it.
Or if something happens, it doesn't necessarily mean it had to do with you. It's just the universe. That's where we step back, we're watching and saying, okay, I'm just, I'm not affecting this, or I don't think I am. I'm trying not to, and this is what's just happening because I'm standing in truth, and you decide you want to have a driver's license and insurance, and you want to have a Social Security card, and you want to have yourself a retirement and all this other kind of stuff, and it's consider the sparrows. They don't need to do that.
Exactly.
Well, see, as we move further and further into this age of Aquarius, the system that is controlling right now is going to be dissolved and gone.
It is dissolved and gone. Here, let me share an I Ching with you guys. It was posted today.
That's true. It is dissolved and gone.
It's done. Now we're just going through the process of cleaning up. This was an I Ching that was, or I Ching, depends on how you want to pronounce it. Well, I like the I Ki Ink, right? Which is the Consciousness Life Ink, right?
Right.
This was sent to me. It was 21 is the I Ching, and it's Shai Ho, which means biting through. So tell me this doesn't sit with what we're going on with. And then I did one as well. Get you to ask a question. And I just wrote legal name fraud, right? And I'll read that one. But here's one that was sent to me from someone, no questions asked. And here's what came up. The Shai Ho, biting through, which means the merciless searing judgment of lightning fulfills the warning prophecies of distant thunder. Sage rulers preserve justice by clearly defining the laws and by delivering the penalties decreed. Though unpleasant, it is best to let justice have its due. So the situation analysis is this. A terrible reckoning is due. A wrong will be righted. And even if it has been you who has been wronged, you will tremble at the terrible power of justice untempered by mercy. Pray for your oppressor that his punishment will fit his crime. And that's all about accepting reality, accepting truth. I've said this too many times to count. These people that I've been in constant contact with, the mayor, the former chiefs, and all of these people that I've been in contact with all along is like, guys, snap out of it. And to this day, they're still denying it. So here's what I did with legal name fraud. I threw that out there, and the one that came up was 17. Sui, following. Thunder beneath the lake's surface. The superior person allows himself plenty of sheltered rest and recuperation while awaiting a clear sign to follow. Supreme success. No mistakes if you keep to your course. The situation analysis. Thunder from the lake, the lulling, rhythmic roar of the faithful tide, eternally wearing away the stone of the shoreline, forever obedient to the phases of the moon. The pull of the moon on the tide is the following called for now. As mighty as the tide is in its own right, it is ever the puppet of the invisible, irresistible gravity of the moon. What cyclical forces pull you along? Are you futilely attempting to resist a natural attraction? So this is why, for me, this is supreme success is simple. No mistakes if you keep to your course. And I have never shifted, and I never will.
Very good.
I follow creation. It's pretty simple.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty good right there, Kate.
Wow.
So
I think I want to read that I Ching again. Yeah.
Well, you know, the prophets are always out there talking about stuff that the rest of nobody ever wants to hear, because they're out there with the truth, always the same way, always walking around in sackcloth or whatever the hell they are, just telling the shit the way it is. Everyone laughs at them, whatever. Oh yeah, this isn't the way it is right now. It's just, you know, I know your way sounds okay, but I mean, we have to live like we have to live now, don't we? No, we don't. No, we don't have to live like that, for God's sake.
Well, see,
we can uncreate just as easy.
You know, when I look at some of the things that have happened over the course of like the last 100 years since the Federal Reserve Act, and the way that the system was actually set up, where everything's paid for already, and you know, all those different things that we've learned through all that fighting our way through the legal system stuff, it makes sense that once this all falls away, things are going to keep going pretty much the way they're going. As far as there'll be people out there that will go to, you know, that'll still go to work at the gas station because guess what? They like working at the gas station. You know, I've known guys in construction work that were ditch diggers that loved digging ditches. I mean, they just loved that work. It's hard, physical, grueling labor, but they liked it.
Yeah, this is what you're good at.
Yeah, so things
rather than money, we just just go out.
That's right. Things will still carry on. The thing that will be bad, though, is a lot of those bureaucrats are going to have to find out what their true love is and let their fear behind that they're not going to be taken care of.
Yeah, we see that's not bad. Obviously, that's a very good thing. So we wish the best for them, because, I mean, think of all the artists and shit that we got, you know, walking around thinking there's some kind of hot shit in some stupid little courthouse, walking around, you know, thinking this is all reality, when they could be like putting beautiful music together, or writing some stuff, or doing all this beautiful shit, and they're over here jacking off and fucking with all of us and don't even know what the hell they're doing. So
doing whatever it is that they feel passionate about.
Guys, Jim, let Michael finish his whole point, please. Okay, just let him finish.
Well, see, there will be a lot of people that are bureaucrats that are caught up in that. I don't know if you've ever had a friend that was a bureaucrat, but they get this way of thinking about them that they have to do what their job says they have to do, no matter what, so that they can keep their job. That mode of thought will fall away. And the people that are stuck in those positions will, as Jim was saying, if they like music, they'll do music. No matter what it is that they like, what they have a passion about, because remember, part of this process is going to be building heaven on earth. We've been promised heaven on earth. We could either make it heaven or we could make it hell. And the people that are in this process of lose the name, win the game, that are really seeing it, we're building a heaven on earth. We're building a heaven on earth wherein everyone will be taken care of. Everyone will be helping each other, and we'll get back to our original form of communication, which was telecommunication.
I agree.
And then we will really see humanity, the humans on this planet make a leap forward. And it's coming. It's coming. Like Kate says, we're in the sorting out. I like the way Kate says it.
It's already here.
The cleanup. We're in the cleanup stage.
Yeah.
And we're going to find people that have fallen on this battlefield, because it is like a battle. It's a spiritual battle. We just got to help them up. And the beauty of the spiritual battle is that you don't have to fight a spiritual battle with bullets and guns. And with a spiritual battle, it's just your feeling in your heart's heart, knowing, because the universe's laws are written on the hearts of every one of us. We just got to get back to following them.
Exactly.
And then you'll really see what humanity was created for, and the blessings that'll explode right before your eyes. It's going to be beautiful.
Now I got to do a quick shout out here, guys. Just to let people know, I've been kind of tardy. I was going to do this right at the start. BTR listener today is BTR listener 058. Christ consciousness, of course. 13. All right, BTR listener 058. And for those that wish to call in on the landline, the number is 347-326-9530. That's 347-326-9530. Okay, so, and once you're on the board, all you got to do is hit 1 on your dial pad on the Skype or on the phone to let me know that you want in the call here. And we actually got quite a few callers on the board today, so jump in. Let's get this rocking and rolling. We got some real fun stuff going on here.
Last night I was talking to a friend of mine and explaining this to him, and when the light went on in his head, we were at a meeting, and after the meeting, him and I, he stayed around and he wanted to talk to me about some few things, and I started explaining some of this to him. And it's so wonderful to be able to sit there and be able to show somebody something, and the light bulb goes off in their eyes, and you see it, and they get it. And it's like, whoa. It's wonderful to see. So we're going to get to see a lot of that in the coming years as we're exposing more and more people. I love it. See, the universe has done great things for me. I'm all, sometimes I can be a teacher, but I'm always a student, and it's wonderful to watch things just unfold.
Yeah, and I don't even deal in time. I won't even talk about days, hours, and minutes, or years for that matter, because I just go with the flow. That which I accept now and only now. And right now, we are cleaning up the mess. And twinkling of an eye is here. Watch.
Yep, exactly. And it's happening all around us. And there's no place where the light isn't going.
No place like home. Click, click, click.
Sure.
We got Lynn and I think Star 757. I'm not sure. I hope I'm getting better at this. Anyway, so open up a couple more mics. So jump in. And Ninja's in here as well. So full show today. Full meal deal, boys and girls.
Beautiful.
I'm really anxious here to jump in. I'm chuckling because I've been contemplating, contemplating and ponding together, how we are cleaning up our messes, right, and paving the way for the children. And you guys are talking about this, and I've been thinking about it for a while now. So I just had to put my 2 cents worth in and chuckle. So. Yeah. Hi, everybody. Love you very much.
Tidy up time, toys away. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so I just wanted to jump in and say I'm enjoying the love so much that I'm hearing, and from Bindi, and I think that's Michael, just everybody, Kate, everyone. I lost my ability somewhere along the line to actually love people. And this was a great show for me, and I just thank you. I'm just really happy we are cleaning things up, and I'm going to keep tuning in and try to get more gentle about things.
Well, you didn't lose your ability to love. You just misplaced it, and now you're finding it.
Yeah. Thank you. I really like the way you speak and what you know.
We'll help you pull it back up to the level where it belongs. Don't worry.
Yeah, thanks.
Well,
you're just another point of me or you. So.
Yep.
I'm not too at all.
You're just me in a different skin suit. That's all.
Yep. Good fun. Skin jobs.
Oh, Bindi, I think that maybe I'd like to share with you something. Long time ago, years and years and years and years ago, the first person that ever said I love you to me, and I really understood it, like I was maybe 15 years old or something, and, been through hell, and this Down syndrome little girl who I was teaching how to swim, she stopped me and she said, I love you, and I just understood for the first time. So I wanted to share that with you too.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? Where I grew up, next door to me was a Down syndrome boy named Danny, and he was just so full of love. He just loved everybody, and he was a real joy. There was times whenever, because you're out there playing and you're all going to play together, and that kid just didn't have malice in him. It was so wonderful.
Yeah.
I was fortunate to have grown up next door to him, and right around the corner from the Syracuse state school. They call it the state school, that's where I went to work right after high school. I worked there for a while on a unit taking care of totally non-ambulatory, physically and mentally handicapped children, and still there was there was a spark inside all of them where that sparky humanity was still there. I was really fortunate at that young age to have experienced that and work with those folks and learn.
Nice. Do you guys anagogic of Down syndrome?
What's that, Bindi?
These superhuman souls are unable to download any program that is not based in heart. There's the word down.
Yeah.
It does not download with these children.
Well,
change up the D and the T and the W with an O, and you have what's really going on. They're in tune. What it is the tune, sign, T, ro, om. That's all there. It's like, so what you nailed it. The Down syndrome child is exactly that. It is all heart.
Yep. You see the pictures, and it works perfectly. It always comes to the same intent. That's nice. Yep. But this was Downy. You just call them Downies around here. They all do that themselves as well. And I'm so happy to see that they're taken more seriously, that the intelligence level of these beautiful beings is so crystalline clear. It's just a privilege to even be in the same room. So I'm a lucky bugger to be able to work with them. It's really I'm the one that's going to get the education, basically. Yeah.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hi. Can you hear me? I'm not sure if
Ninja warrior. Get her on, baby.
It's working. All right. I want to say hi to everyone and send my love to all of you. I'm really enjoying listening to this show, and I have a very nice story. Well, Stoller and I have a nice story, but I'm going to share it because I always come on, don't I? We were out and about today and toodling in the second-hand shop as we do. And there's a young lad who works there. I thought he's about 18. Stoller thinks he might be a bit older, but anyway, a young lad, let's put it that way. And we got talking to him about the name fraud, and he just was ready for information, and it was absolutely amazing to see how he was grasping very quickly. We also shared with him about some of the stories. Bindi, we shared your police stories with him in Rotterdam, and he was like big eyes. And we shared the social worker story with White in the UK, and he was like, wow. And he just got it about her dad, the judge, coming in, and and he was like, he just finished my sentences for me towards the end, and he was like, he just everything click, click, click. Anyway, to cut this very short story, I said to him after a while, I said, what do you like to be called? And he sort of hesitated then, and he didn't know what to say. I said, it doesn't matter which name, but what do you like? He said, well, my friends call me whatever it is. And I said, and that's because I'm a bit of a rapper and stuff. And I said, see, now you're already halfway to the next stage of what we do here, because what we do is we're the words and the spells, and I went through the phonics briefly with him, and he just lit up. He just suddenly got it even more, and understood that he had such a talent to be way ahead of this game with working with words and hearing the sounds and making rhymes and all that. So I said to him, that's the next level. This is to uncover the secrets and hidden things. And so I said to him, listen, what I want you to do, if you understand this, if you resonate with this, and if you can understand what you read, because he's going to the website, I said, if it's something you feel you can share, if you understand it enough to share it, I said, I'd like to give you a job. And he's very excited now. And I said to him, I'd really like you on our team. I would like you to share this truth with the youth of this country. And he just nearly fell off his chair. He was just so excited.
Beautiful.
So I've got this wonderful connection. Well, we both had. It was the same for both of us, the Viking and myself, with this wonderful young man who was so open and so ready for truth in his life. And you know what he said as we were leaving him? He said, thank you, both of you, for showing me a new way to look at this world.
The world awakens.
Oh.
There it is. And the beauty of when the children come forth with, because see, remember now, this whole fiction has all been recently taught to them. The whole fiction of their name, the capitalization, the grammar, all that's all still new in their mind. It's not like whenever we get up into our, get a little older here, that you gotta gotta look it over again.
We got a lot of programming to break before we can even get there. So what we're doing right now...
We shook hands. We did the handshake thing. I said to him, this is a contract. I said, take my hand. And he took my hand. I said, now you're looking in my eyes. We don't write anything down in them. We shake hands and we look in our eyes. He said, yes. I said, so have we got an agreement? If you can share this, that you will share it with the young people of this country. Because I thought he was about 18. He could be 25, who can say? And he would. He was still holding my hand. So this is a beautiful bond now, and I just think I can just see this exploding, because this young man was ready for it, and I know his friends and all the other young people are ready for it. I told him about the kids show, about the young kids and the name, the dead register ritual, and he was like, bing, 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 bing. He's just like, oh my God. So it's beautiful.
And we might have a radio platform or two to help get some of those musical creations out.
Exactly. I told him we are on radio.
Geez, I really hope that you did get the young man's a way to contact him again, because
I know where he is. I've seen him before. I know where to find him. That's okay.
I'm looking for some bumper music for my show, and I'd love to be able to let him use his creativity.
Rap out some truth, baby.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be awesome to get the next level of kid in here? I mean kid, quote unquote, because teenagers are exactly what we need. And I don't really mind if he's 18 or 25, because you probably saw the youthfulness in him, which is strong. So if he could get himself and chums and whatever spread, whichever country, teenagers, because the youngest kids are brilliant, but teens are in an age where they are learning to find their inner voice, and that's when they start to challenge the program themselves. Nobody tells them this. It just happens. At 13, they start saying, I hate you, fuck you, and all that. So exactly at that age is where they're going to be the most open.
Right.
And it's also at that age where they're just, well, perhaps not in his case, but some of the very, in between leaving school and starting work age group is where they start to make their own contracts with that legal name. Yeah. We need to reach them before they start doing it. It doesn't matter if they've done it, we know that, but it would be nice to have the generation who never used a legal name, their own contract making. That would be a real thing to start to witness. Yeah.
Yeah, and no need to hope, boys and girls. Hope is for the ill-prepared. This is knowing. Hope is for the Piscean. Okay?
Yeah.
Hope is for those that still doubt victory. Hope is for the foolish, the blind. Know these things.
I'll remind everybody what hope means in English, in Dutch, shit. So.
Is that really what it means?
Yes, and hope is just a pile of shit.
In Dutch, hope means a pile of shit.
It also means the same thing in English, hope, H-O-P-E, but in the Dutch spell it's double-O-P, hoop.
So funny.
But it also means a pile of shit.
Yeah, that's because we're so full of shit over here,
See, now you know the expression to make you jump through hoops means you had to jump through piles of shit.
Yeah, and hope floats. Right, all this shit.
In the dark.
Well, the truth is, it's like if you crap in your buddy's pool, it's going to float to the top. The shit's going to float to the top. The lies.
You don't want to go swimming there
that's
anymore.
The lies. The lies are all floating to the top, and they're all being exposed. And that's why when George Bush made his statement back in the 90s that if the American public only knew what we were doing to them, even the dog catcher would be hung by morning. That shit might end up happening.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Now, hang on, guys, because we're sitting with about 10 minutes left, and just had Giuseppe from Lightworkers Media show up, and oh my, Giuseppe, the work that you do to get the word out.
Yeah.
Wow. Talk about the behind the scenes, getting hoops done,
Getting hoops done.
Yeah. Giuseppe.
Jumping through hoops.
Yeah, hey. Come on in, Giuseppe. I want everyone to hear your voice. You don't come on too often. So this is the Lightworkers Media getting the truth out planet-wide, boys and girls. This guy's doing the shit and has been for a long time hardcore. Is that good enough for you for an intro?
Oh, yeah. I'm the producer and founder of the Lightworkers Media, a YouTube channel dedicated to exposing the legal name fraud being perpetrated upon humanity by the Crown Corporation. I've been uploading case shows for about 2 years now. Every day I title every show, date every show, and it's all there. I'll read you a couple of the videos I have on my channel. The witness exposes name fraud to police captain. Cracking myths with Michael McCracken with the kid of Gaia. The witness owns a courtroom without a legal name. That's Strawberry. Both of Strawberry's arrest videos. Michael the witness video testimony. Steve confronts lawyer on the legal name fraud. Joe Nobody confronts cop on the legal name Crown copyright fraud. Kaz, the show is Kaz, Outside the Box with Kate of Gaia, the confrontation. Jane Doe calls the SIU regarding the legal name fraud, parts 1 and 2. It's all on that YouTube channel. Everybody should go check that out. It's my gift to each and every one of you at this table. This is my gift to humanity, and I'm
what a gift.
Honored to serve all of you at this table. And thank you for allowing me to find...
Jim, mute out, buddy.
I thought it was
okay. Yeah,
thank you for allowing me to find my purpose and my reason to live, and I'm so happy right now. I mean, why shouldn't I be one of the most happiest men in this world, because this is the greatest joy to serve my friends.
Oh, totally.
Giuseppe, I just want to say hello to you. I've never spoken before. I'm so happy to hear your voice on the show and to be able to say hello to you, my brother, because I've admired your dedication for a long time since I've been around. You've been around before me. And people don't understand that Giuseppe, he listens to every single show.
Every show.
Because he chooses the name that he lists it under. He listens. The number of hours, the sheer devoted heart that can do that and relentlessly do it day in, day out. And not only on Kate's shows, but all the other shows that he sees value in, that he puts on his site and on his channels. I mean, and it's endless. I actually can't really actually go to sleep.
His body of work is
it's extraordinary. So thank you very much.
It's all keyworded and everything is beautiful, Giuseppe. And I wasn't being disrespectful. Believe it or not, I was talking about you in the chat room.
No, it's all good.
You were talking to Gillespie, so because Brant and you guys, you're both kind of doing the same thing. So if you link the YouTube with the lose a name, man, you get some more SEO work there. So it'll all be good. So you guys both rock. You should be like, I think talking to each other all the time because you're both fucking amazing.
Yeah, you're both doing the same thing. Now I just want to jump in here. We got Amy. That just jumped in the call, and I'd love to get a couple of words from her. We want to get about 7 minutes left here, so I just want to make sure I get everyone in today. Amy, is that you? Yes?
It's me, Kate. Hi, everyone. I just wanted to...
Hi, Amy.
It's quite a wonderful show, and I wanted to say personally to Giuseppe, to everyone, but to Giuseppe, thank you. Thank you. You have been my bridge. It's the only contact that I've had with the show has been through your Lightworkers Media. I found Santos through your station with Kate, and then everything else has been pure magic. So I just adore your channel and what you're doing and everybody else, and just thank you all. Just thank you all. Wonderful show, Kate.
Hey, superstars all around, huh? Look at you guys. Told you I was right. You're all superstars. Oh, man, I got to tell you. And this is the joy of all the dots connecting, and I'm hoping today that, Giuseppe, I hope, my friend, today you get just a hint of the profundity that you have placed upon mankind and the change in this world that you have allowed to occur.
Oh, yeah.
It goes without words. You know this. I know you know this because I'm sitting here totally charged with goosebumps all through me. We had just had someone else jump in here too, 215.
Yes.
But by the way, I know what we're going to title this one. We're going to title it Lightworkers Media Rocks. Or so make sure you get that in there today, okay?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Keywords.
Words from my mouth, Kate.
Yeah.
Yes. Kate, it's loaded. I just wanted to say thank you for everyone. And Giuseppe, you rock, I tell you. Because this is the only place if I lose a day of not being able to catch the show, I know I can always go back to Lightworkers Media and catch it from there. And so it's an awesome, amazing job that you're doing to help humanity to get out of the sores of this. And all I can say is thank you, and more thank you. Ninja, it was good hearing your voice again, hon. I miss hearing you on the radio. And Amy,
thank you. I just love you, darling.
Yes, back at you too. So for everybody that's at the table, nothing but pure, unconditional love, purity, and light for everyone that sits at this table every day. And Kate, no words can even express what you have done for all of us. So I just wanted to put that out there, and I will be catching you again later on today.
Oh, we'll definitely have some fun. Jim, mute out, man. You're pounding away that keyboard. Sounds like you're hammering nails, buddy. Holy
I'm hardly even touching the son of a bitch. And I wish I had a quiet keyboard because I'm just barely touching it. Fuck it. I'm sorry.
That's all good. It's all good. It's like pound, pound, pound. There's some excitement going on out there. I love it. Just not when people are talking. That's all. It's all good. It's all good. Listen, we got about 3-4 minutes left here. My turn. Everybody. Regardless of what each of us do individually, who's got the wind? 1 sec. Okay, just watch the mutes out there, guys. Regardless of what each of us do individually, it doesn't amount to anything until that idea is agreed with. Once we see something as a good idea and we catch on to that good idea, it grows from there. And what everyone at this table that shows up has in common is that we think humanity going back to heaven is a good idea. We think humanity is worth it. And that's really, for me, that's all it boils down to. You know, for all the garbage and crap that we go through, that has been a prevailing question in the back of my mind for a long time. You know, really, is humanity worth it? And, you know, was it that big a mistake that we've got ourselves entrapped into something so deep that we can't get out of it? But the truth is, humanity is worth it. And I'm going to go back to the little allegory of, you know, here we are showing up at the door of Mama, Papa, Heart of all creation, with our little pet called humanity, and asking Mom and Dad, is it okay? Followed me home, can we keep it? And that's really what it boils down to. So it removes all of that nonsense. All we have to do is, well, like Mama and Papa say, well, okay, but you got to clean it up first. And that's what we're doing. We're cleaning up the puppy or the kitty, whatever the case may be. And it's each and every one of you that has made that difference. And I cannot stress that enough. I am just a messenger. I do what I do, and it's absolutely useless without you doing what you do best, and that's being you. So this is how we do it together, and I think that's a good idea. I think that's a very good idea.
Oh, yeah. And I just want to say thank you for all the compliments everyone's given me. And I just, you know, I found my role, and I'm holding this piece down. You don't have to worry about that. I got you covered, Kate, you know.
Oh, I know.
Always by your side.
Giuseppe, I got to tell you, and through some of the darker days that I've had, that's one of the things, and these are the very little subtle things that I love to share with people, and the deep gratitude and the deep importance that each and every one of you have played in my own life. And I know, and I have known, the day Giuseppe showed up with Lightworkers Media, I knew that my six was covered. That no matter what, I had a wingman, and there were others, but I'm going to focus in on this one because this was a critical one. I knew I had a wingman that regardless, if I couldn't get the word out, I knew it was getting out there. And that peace of mind alone took so much weight off my shoulders. And the gift that you offer so many people with this channel, with this little idea you had to have a channel and get this information out, that little idea you had, changed the universe. And I get to be a part of that with you. And I am most grateful, Giuseppe. And I know everyone that knows of your channel knows of the work that you do and the support that you give, not just me, but everyone. And I'm talking everyone at this table and so many others. It is with the most profound gratitude I say thank you. Very humbly. And I got your six because, well, you have mine. It's kind of what we do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I second that.
Yeah, it's only in times of deceit when the real hero steps forward and shines their light from within and shares the truth from their hearts. In the face of fear, in the face of being ridiculed or mocked by our fellow peers, we stand strong because you are that hero and so am I. We do this together, my friends. We're changing this world. I see it all around me. I'm here in New York City, downtown Manhattan, handing out Babylon is Fallen's on the street, speaking to people, you know, face to face, and people are waking up. I'm over at Ground Zero every Saturday with my friends, and we're just handing out Babylon is Fallen, and we're exposing all kinds of fraud, and I'm telling you, people are waking up, especially here in New York City.
Giuseppe.
Beautiful, Giuseppe.
Giuseppe, will you do me a favor, please? If you could do it tomorrow, that would be excellent. But even if it was the day after, or even the day after, the 27th through to 29 at the UN building in New York City, please. Babylon is on the doorstep. Please. Having a meeting, and we want to just pay them a visit.
I will do that for you. Yes, I will.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, Giuseppe gets to take down the UN. Perfect. Nice game piece.
Beautiful. There you go.
Well played, Giuseppe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Giuseppe got the UN taken out. Well done. I'm still focused on the London thing, so we got the planet covered. And on that note, I'm going to have to go because I've already had the warning come up. And Ben is coming on right at the top of the hour here. But don't forget to join. Stay tuned for Ben and some tunes and some talk and some good times here on CMR. But don't forget as well that we're back to the table tonight from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, midnight to 2 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And I know there's going to be a lot more unfolding based on how this day has already started to unfold. There's going to be a lot more unfolding for tonight, and we stay the course on getting this information out. And it's looking like Lorraine Hurley is going to be a criticalmassradio.co.uk host. And I already had a chat with her and was talking with Paul Ninja. Anita, I was trying to get a hold of you, but you were out. To let you guys know that.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
We have a bridge to the mainstream alternative, and she's also got a couple of other stations that have contacted her, so she's going to be able to walk between worlds, between what she knows to be truth, what we're talking about here. For those that didn't hear the interview yesterday, I highly recommend it. I'm probably going to replay part of that tonight, and the edited version, and thank you for everyone. I think there's 5 or 6 different edited versions out there. You guys are just going to town on this. So it's like, which one do I pick? Well, they're all perfect, so it's good. That being said, I'll probably play a bit of that tonight, and had a great chat with her again today. We've got a new powerhouse coming on board that's going to walk between the worlds. This game is over, and I really wish I had a USB port in the side of my head, and I just upload everything I experienced for the show every single day. But I'll just do my best anyway, just to talk about it. But know this. Just know, don't believe this. Know this. This world is changed. It is inevitable. We got the game, the system, the Whore of Babylon, Mark of the Beast, falls. It's done. And on that note, I just want to say, again, great big thank you to each and every one of you, because without you, we could never have done this. That's how important you are. I see the pieces in my puzzle. The picture is complete, and what a beautiful picture it is. So on that note, I'll sign off here, and much love to everybody, and we'll catch you in, 3 hours, and is that right? 4 hours and 11 minutes. So much love to everybody. Take care. Stay tuned for Ben. We'll catch you. Much love.
You're listening to Kate of Gaia on Critical Mass Radio. The game is up. Now, it's our turn.